Welcome back to Talk About It in English. Let's get you speaking. Have you ever stood in a group of people, smiling and laughing, while your brain is secretly screaming, "I have no idea what they are saying"? It is 8 p.m. at a dinner party. Your friend's cousin is telling a joke. He is speaking so fast that the words are blurring together into one long sound. Everyone else laughs. You laugh too, but inside you feel like a liar.
I used to do this constantly when I was first learning a second language. I actually once agreed to pet sit a cat for a week because I was too embarrassed to say, "Wait, sorry, what did you just ask me?" I just nodded, said sure, and realized 10 minutes later I had agreed to feed a cat on the other side of the city.
That is the danger of the fake nod. Today, we stop the fake nod. You're going to learn exactly how to hit the pause button on a fast conversation without making it awkward.
We are going to give you 3 specific strategies. These are tools you can use to politely interrupt someone, check what you heard, and actually get them to slow down, all without killing the vibe of the party.
Let's start by talking about why we do this. Why do we nod when we don't understand? It is not because we are dishonest people. It is because we are afraid. We are afraid that if we stop the conversation to ask for clarification, we will look stupid, or we worry that we will annoy the other person.
Exactly. You feel like the conversation is a moving train. If you stop the train, everyone has to wait for you. You feel like a burden, so you just hold on and hope you catch up later. But usually, you never catch up. You just get more and more lost until you are completely isolated in a room full of people.
And that isolation is painful. It makes you feel like an imposter. You think, I don't belong here because I can't keep up. But here is the secret. Native speakers miss things all the time. The difference is they know how to fix it immediately. They have a toolkit of phrases to pause the train, get the information, and start the train again.
And they do it so smoothly that nobody even notices the interruption. That is what we want for you. We want you to be able to interrupt so naturally that it actually improves the conversation because it shows you are listening and you care about what is being said.
The first thing we need to fix is your default reaction. When most learners actually do decide to stop the conversation, they use one word, and it is the worst word you can possibly use.
What?
Yes, what?
It sounds so harmless, doesn't it? It's just a question word. But in English conversation, if you just say what with a flat or falling intonation, it sounds incredibly aggressive. It sounds like you are angry or like you are challenging the person.
Imagine I am telling you a story about my weekend, James, and I say, "So I went to the coast and you just cut in with, what?"
It feels like a slap in the face. It feels like I'm saying, "What are you talking about? That makes no sense." It puts the other person on the defensive. It stops the flow of kindness.
So the first rule of the safe interrupt is to ban the word what from your vocabulary when you don't understand. We need to replace it with softeners.
A softener is a little word or phrase that acts like a cushion. It signals to the other person, "I'm not attacking you. I just need help." The most common one, obviously, is sorry, but not just sorry. It's sorry with a rising intonation.
The tone is crucial here. If you say sorry with a falling tone, like sorry, it sounds like you are apologizing for a mistake. But sorry, with the voice going up, tells me, "I missed that. Please come back."
Another great softener is, "Wait a second," or just, "Hold on." These are command words, but they are very casual and friendly. If you are at that dinner party and the cousin is talking too fast, you can just say, "Wait, sorry, I missed that."
That is a perfect phrase. Wait, sorry, I missed that. It's 6 words, but you can say it in 1 second. It takes the blame off the other person. You are not saying, "You are speaking badly." You are saying, "I missed it." It's a small difference, but it keeps the vibe friendly. Let's practice a few of these alternatives to what. I want you to listen to the tone. It's light, it's quick, and it's curious. Here's the first one. "Sorry, say that again." Notice he didn't say, "Please repeat their sentence." That sounds like a textbook. He said, "Sorry, say that again." It's natural. Try another one, James. Hold on, I didn't catch that last part. Catch. We use catch a lot when we talk about listening. I didn't catch that. It means I didn't hear it or I didn't understand it, but it feels much less formal than I did not understand. So step 1 is to catch yourself.
Next time you feel that panic rising and you want to say what, stop, take a breath, and use a softener. Sorry, or hold on.
Now, let's move to the real technique, because sometimes just saying sorry isn't enough. If the person is speaking at 100 miles per hour and you just say sorry, they might just repeat the whole sentence at 100 miles per hour again.
That is the worst. You ask them to repeat, and they do it exactly the same way, just as fast. And then you feel twice as stupid.
Exactly. So we need a technique that forces them to slow down and verify specific information. We call this the echo check.
The echo check is my favorite tool. It makes you look like an incredibly active listener. Basically, instead of asking them to repeat the whole sentence, you repeat the last word or phrase that you did understand, and you turn it into a question.
This is powerful for two reasons. First, it proves you were listening up until that point. You are not checking out, you are with them. Second, it tells them exactly where you got lost, so they only have to fix that one part.
Let's role play this. Lily, tell me a story about your morning, and speak a bit too fast. I will show them how the echo check works.
Okay, so I woke up really late because my alarm didn't go off and I had to rush to get the train to Manchester, but I realized I left my ticket on the kitchen table.
You left your ticket on the where?
On the kitchen table.
Ah, the kitchen table. Nightmare.
Did you see what happened there? James didn't ask me to repeat the whole story about the alarm and the train. He just grabbed the last piece of information he had, the ticket, and used it as an anchor. You left your ticket on the where?
And notice that I didn't say, where did you leave your ticket? That is a full grammatical question. It takes too much brain power to build that sentence when you are in a panic. The echo check is lazy in a good way. You just take their word and add a question word. The ticket on the where? Or you went to who?
It works for everything. Time, places, people. Imagine someone says, we are meeting Dave at the restaurant at 7, but you didn't hear the time. You just say, meeting Dave at what time?
Or if you miss the person, we are meeting who? It stops the person right at the specific point of confusion. And because you are repeating their words, it sounds like you are very engaged in the story. You are leaning in.
It changes the dynamic completely. If you say, I do not understand, you are stopping the story. You are stepping out of the story. But if you say, you met who? You are pulling the story forward. You are asking for the next piece of the puzzle. It keeps the energy moving.
And this buys you time. That is the hidden benefit. While they are answering your short question, your brain has a few extra seconds to process what they said before. It is like taking a tiny timeout in a sports game.
I want to encourage you to try this on YouTube videos. This is a great way to practice without the pressure of a real person. Find a video where someone speaks fast. Close your eyes, listen. When you get lost, hit pause, and out loud say the echo check. He went to the where? Then hit play and see if you were right.
That is great advice. Build the reflex alone so it is ready when you are at the party.
Now, let's look at the second major problem. Sometimes the problem isn't that you missed one word. Sometimes the problem is that the environment is fighting against you.
Oh, the noisy bar scenario, or the bad phone connection, or the echoey meeting room. This is actually a gift for language learners.
It really is, because if the room is loud, you can blame the room. You don't have to blame your English. This is our second strategy. Blame the environment.
This is all about saving face. Saving face means protecting your dignity and the dignity of the other person. If you say, my English is bad, I don't understand, you make it awkward. You put pressure on yourself. But if you say, it is so loud in here, I lost you for a second, that is a neutral problem. It is us against the noise, not me against your English.
And native speakers do this constantly. If I'm in a loud pub and I can't hear James, I don't question my own hearing ability. I just say, I can't hear a thing with this music.
So here are some phrases you can use to blame the environment. The first one is simple. It is so loud in here. Sorry, say that again.
It is so loud in here. You establish the reason first. That explains why you are interrupting.
Another good one for phone calls or Zoom is, you are breaking up a bit. Could you repeat that? Even if they aren't breaking up, even if the connection is perfect and you just didn't understand, you can use this little white lie. The connection is bad. It gives you a second chance to hear the sentence without admitting you struggled with the vocabulary.
I love that one. It is a classic trick. Sorry, the Wi-Fi is acting up. What was that? It gives you a totally stress-free repetition.
And sometimes the environment isn't the room. Sometimes the environment is your own brain. And it is okay to be honest about that too, in a casual way.
What do you mean by that?
Well, sometimes you are just tired. It is Friday night. You have been speaking English all day. Your brain is full. You can say, "My brain is a bit slow today. Sorry, I missed that."
That is so disarming. If someone said to me, "My brain is fried, sorry, say that again," I would immediately feel empathy for them. I would smile. I would slow down naturally because I want to help them.
Exactly. It shows vulnerability, but confident vulnerability. You aren't saying, "I am bad at English." You are saying, "I am a human being who is tired." It builds connection.
So strategy 1 was the echo check to clarify specific details. Strategy 2 is blame the environment to save face. But what do you do when the person is just a fast talker?
The motor mouth. We all know one. The person who doesn't breathe. They just fire words like a machine gun.
In this case, echoing one word won't help. Blaming the noise won't help. You need them to change how they are speaking. You need to set a speed limit.
But, and this is a big but, you cannot sound like a teacher. You cannot say, "Please speak more slowly."
Oh, I hate that. Please speak more slowly. It sounds like you are scolding a child. It creates this weird hierarchy where you are the student and they are the tutor. It kills the fun of the dinner party instantly.
You want to talk to them like a friend, like an equal. So we need phrases that ask for slowness, but keep the power dynamic equal. Our third strategy is the speed limit request, but with a smile.
The most effective way to do this is to make it a joke about their speed, not your slowness. You can say, "Whoa, you are too fast for me."
You are too fast for me. This is brilliant. You are almost complimenting their energy. You are saying, "You are a race car and I am a normal car." It is lighthearted. If you say it with a smile and maybe a little laugh, they will laugh too and naturally slow down.
Another variation is, "Slow down, I want to get all the gossip," or "Slow down, I want to hear the details."
That is great because it frames the request as enthusiasm. You aren't slowing them down because you are stupid. You're slowing them down because their story is so interesting that you don't want to miss a single detail. Wait, slow down. I need to hear this properly.
That makes the speaker feel good. They think, "Oh, my story is important." So they will happily slow down and enunciate more clearly because they want you to appreciate their story.
Compare that to "Please speak slowly." One makes them feel interesting. The other makes them feel like they are doing a chore.
Before we move on to how to practice this, I want to remind you that if you are enjoying this breakdown of real-life conversation tactics, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We don't just teach grammar rules here, we teach you how to survive and thrive in the actual situations you face every day. If you want to feel more like yourself when you speak English, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our next topic.
Okay, let's talk about body language, because words are only half the battle, especially in a loud place. If you are using these techniques, your face and hands need to match the message.
Absolutely. When you use the echo check, the ticket on the "where," you should lean forward. Leaning in signals interest. It shows you are trying to bridge the gap. If you lean back and cross your arms while saying it, it looks like you are judging them.
And for the speed limit request, "Whoa, you are too fast," you can use your hands. Put your hands up, palms facing out, like you are gently stopping a ball. It's a universal gesture for "hold on."
Or the timeout signal, just a little hand raised. It grabs attention visually. In a loud bar, visual signals are sometimes stronger than words. If you laugh and put your hand on their arm and say, wait, too fast," that physical touch combined with the words is very disarming. It keeps the connection warm.
Let's put all of this together into a simulation. I want to tell a story again. This time, I am going to be the fast talker. I want you, the listener, to imagine you are standing right in front of me. I'm going to say 3 segments. After each segment, I want you to speak out loud. Use one of the techniques we just learned.
I'll give you a prompt for which technique to use. Are you ready? Here's the scenario. James is telling you about a disastrous date he went on. The bar is noisy.
Okay, here we go. Segment 1. So I met this girl online and she seemed great, but when I got to the restaurant, she was already there with her ex-boyfriend.
Stop. Use the echo check. You missed who she was with. 3, 2, 1.
Did you say something like, "She was with who?" Or wait, with her ex-boyfriend? If you did, perfect. You stopped the train, but you kept the story alive.
Okay, segment 2. I am going to keep going fast. Yeah, her ex was just sitting there eating soup, and I didn't know if I should leave or stay, so I just sat down and ordered a drink.
Stop. The bar is really loud. Blame the environment. 3, 2, 1. Ideally, you said, "It is so loud in here," and that last part. Or, "Sorry, I can't hear a thing. Say that again." You saved face. You didn't admit you were confused by the grammar, you just blamed the noise.
Segment 3. I am getting really excited now. And then the waiter dropped a tray of drinks on the ex-boyfriend, and it was absolute chaos, and we all had to leave.
Stop. He is going way too fast. Use the speed limit request with a smile. 3, 2, 1.
Whoa, slow down, too fast.
Or, wait, I need to hear this properly.
How did that feel? It is different when you actually have to say it, isn't it? It takes courage to interrupt. But notice that in all 3 examples, the interruption wasn't rude. It was actually necessary. If you hadn't interrupted, you would have no idea why I was eating soup with an ex-boyfriend.
And the story is better because you understood it. If you had just fake nodded, James would have finished the story, waited for you to laugh, and you would have just stood there looking blank. That is the moment that kills the friendship. The interruption saves the friendship.
I think that is the biggest takeaway for me. We think that being polite means being quiet. We think that good listeners just smile and nod. But in a second language, being quiet is dangerous. Being quiet leads to being lost.
Polite interruption is a skill. It is an active skill. It says, I value this conversation enough to fix it.
There is one more small psychological trick I want to share. It is about your eyes. When you are lost, when you don't understand, the natural instinct is to look away. We look at the floor, we look at our drink. We break eye contact because we are ashamed.
That is so true. And looking away signals to the speaker that you are bored. They think, oh, they aren't interested, so they stop talking to you, or they start talking to someone else.
So when you use these techniques, when you say sorry or the ticket on the where, force yourself to keep eye contact. Look them right in the eye. It shows confidence. It shows you are still in the game. It makes the interruption feel strong, not weak.
It is about claiming your space in the conversation. You have a right to be there. You have a right to understand. You have a right to ask for clarity.
And remember, native speakers interrupt each other all the time. If I am telling Lily a story and I mumble, she doesn't just let me mumble. She says, James, speak up, I can't hear you. She doesn't feel bad about it. You shouldn't either.
We are coming to the end of the episode, but we want to leave you with a very specific challenge for the next 24 hours.
We call it the Know What Challenge. For the next day, you are banned from saying the word what when you don't understand. It is illegal. If you don't understand someone, whether it is your boss, your spouse, or a character on TV, you have to use one of the alternatives.
Use sorry with the rising tone. Use the echo check. You went where? Or blame the environment. It is too loud. Just remove what from your toolkit for one day.
You will be amazed at how much softer and friendlier your interactions feel. You will feel less like you are fighting the language and more like you are dancing with it.
And if you try this, let us know how it felt. Did it change the way people reacted to you? Did you feel more in control?
Speaking a new language is messy. It is imperfect. You will miss words. You will get lost. That is not a failure. That is just the process. The goal isn't to understand 100% of everything perfectly the first time. The goal is to have the tools to handle it when you don't.
Don't let the fear of missing a word stop you from connecting with people. Interrupt, clarify, and keep the conversation going. You have the scripts now. You are ready.
Thanks for listening, and good luck with your challenge.
We will see you in the next one.